On this video, we're going to be replacing an old GFCI with a new GFCI, a ground fault circuit interrupter. Now obviously, of course, you want to make sure that you have the proper tools. Here we have our wire strippers, we have our screwdriver, we have our non-contact voltage detector, we have our needle nose pliers and our outlet tester. And of course, we'll have the new GFCI and the faceplate. A GFCI basically interrupts the circuit and shuts the power off. First thing we're going to do is we're going to reset the GFCI, and then we're going to turn off the breaker. Turn off the proper breaker. So here you can see my outlet tester is showing that there is no power, but you can also use your non-contact voltage detector. Just make sure it's on the on position, and here we're going to test. If there is any power, it'll beep, and here we'll just start blinking red or orange. But right now we know that this circuit is not energized. Go ahead and remove the faceplate. Go ahead and remove the screws that fasten the GFCI to the wall. Caution and safety are always key whenever you're working on electrical. You want to make sure that there is no power. I know we tested it earlier, but you always want to just double check. Okay, so now here's when it gets a little technical. You're going to have your two neutrals and you're going to have your two hots. If you pull your GFCI, you may only have one hot and one neutral and one ground. It depends what's being controlled on this circuit. So for instance, on this one, not only do we have the line coming from the breaker, which energizes the GFI, we also have the lights connected at the bottom. So if you don't have 4 wires, don't panic. Just connect your 2 wires for that outlet. On this specific one, we're going to not only control the outlet, but we're going to control the lights as well. Go ahead and start removing or loosening the screws to remove the wires. Again, always pay attention to detail. You can see here on the old GFCI, the load was on top and the line was on the bottom. Where on the new one, they swapped it, so the line is on the top and the load is on the bottom. Remember, the line is the power coming from the actual circuit breaker. So just to show you, I turned the circuit breaker back on, and my test is showing me that this is the line that is coming from the circuit breaker. This is the actual power, where this one does not have any power. Okay, now I turn the breaker back off. You don't have to follow this last step that I just did. I just wanted to show you. Okay, so we know that the power is dead. Now we're going to start wiring in our new GFCI. Remember, pay attention to line and load. Line is the power coming directly from the breaker, and the load is what's feeding to add on to that GFCI. Okay, so now if you only had 3 wires, you would leave this sticker on. But also pay attention to the back. You have the line, that's the power coming in, and then it says hot, which is the black, and white, which is the neutral. Pay attention, do not put the wires in the opposite ends. Make sure you're paying attention to detail so that when you wire everything, you don't have any issues. Now, since this one has an extra load, we're going to take the sticker off and connect these wires. Make sure that your connections are nice and firm, nice and tight. Attach your outlet back to the wall, and then we'll install the faceplate. Go ahead and fasten your faceplate. Don't over tighten it because you don't want the faceplate to crack. Turn the breaker back on. You can see here the outlet is working, the lights are on. Now if you do reset your breaker and you do not have any power to your outlets or your lights, you may have to go ahead and hit your reset button. Hope this video was a help. If you enjoyed it, if it helped you at all, please subscribe and or leave comments.